Good evening, everyone. So, I'd like to thank you all for joining our meeting today. So, today it is done by our secretary Arosha Gimhana, and it will be about birds of prey. So, now I'd like to hand over to Arosha.
Okay, thank you, Anuhas. I think my sound is clear.
Yeah, you.
And also, today we are going to talk about another interesting topic from our journey about talking about harvest. So, in this journey, we talked about many groups of birds. And today also, we are going to talk about another interesting group of birds. So, I'll share my screen. So, I think now you can see the screen.
Yeah, we can.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah, Arosha, we can see.
Okay. So today I hope to do this as a discussion. So you want to actively participate this, and also you can express your ideas, and also you can insert them to the lecture, as well as you can ask any question at the end of the session, and also I'll tell you how to ask the question. Okay, then I'll explain about the procedure. First, I'll read the thing which was given in this document which I created, and also secondly, I'll explain about that. So let's go to the first topic. Actually, this is an introduction. So there are so many birds in the nature. So we know that there are numberless types of birds. So these birds can classify into various types, actually groups. So we know that all the birds, we can classify them into 30 orders. And also these 30 orders again can be classified into more than 200 families. As well as these families again can be classified into more than 10,000 individual species. So actually, if you ask why these classifications are needed, what's the purpose, then there's an answer. If we classify all the things that we see and also we expect, we can easily understand them as well as we can easily identify. So I'll read this one. Birds can be grouped into different types based on many facts. From the known history, people group not only birds, also other animals into various groups for the easy identification. Birds of prey is also a such classification. Mainly, birds of prey means predators. Hunt and feed on other vertebrates. They also called as raptors. The term raptors is derived from the Latin word rapio, meaning to seize or taken by force. So when talking about classification, in day-to-day life, we classify all the things that we expect, not only in science related fields, also in other related fields like history, even in languages, all the things we classify many things according to facts and common facts like that we classify. So here in ornithology, we classify birds. In this classification, there's a very important thing that we can classify them into scientific classification. So this is the formal classification that we use. Harveys. You know that these vertebrates and invertebrates, such that the classification scheme. Then These birds of prey belongs to a sub-order among the class Aves. So this classification is very important. And also today we are going to talk about birds of prey. These birds are also known as raptors. Raptors means to seize or taken by force. Seize mean a meaning like catching tidily or taken by force by applying a force, that means by following the bird like that, catching their prey. So the scientific classification is clear. So these birds of prey included 5 groups. These 5 groups are stringiforms, catheriforms, accipitriforms, falconiforms, and also caryamiforms. So here you can see some pictures of these birds. I'll explain you about these topics one by one. So first of all, let's see what is stringiforms. What is this group? Actually, stringiforms means owls, which are nocturnals in the group birds of prey. So owls are the birds belong to the group of stringiforms. There are over 200 species in this group. There are various species, individual species in this group, more than 200 species. So catheriformes. This group mainly includes Condor family. That means New World vultures. Actually, there's a mistake here. Mistakenly, I put only the word vultures, but this should be corrected as New World vultures. These New World vultures, and also there's another type that is now extinct Teratonidae. That means an extinct bird. I think we talked about extinct birds in the section of history of birds. Once they were categorized as accipitriformes. Accipitriformes, and after this group, we'll talk about accipitriformes. But later they were named as a special group catheriformes by considering their DNA analysis and also phylogenetic relationship between these species. Then also accipitriformes. So you can see the picture and also you can identify the species which belongs to this group. The group of birds which includes hawks, eagles and kites, but not includes falcons. These birds have powerful wings as a common feature. This group includes eagles and hawks as well as kites. There's a special group for falcons, then they are not inserted here. I think this group also clear to you. Then we are coming to the fourth group, that is falconiforms. So as earlier we talked about falcons, they are not taken under the group of eagles. So there's a special group for falcons, that is falconiforms. Other than that, handful of enigmatic pelagic species are also included here. Then the last group among the groups which these birds of prey included, caryamiforms. So this group of birds mainly includes Seriemas and other extinct bird families. So you can see here a picture of Seriemas. Now we'll talk about our second topic, that is common names of birds of prey. So actually giving common names is a difficult task. They consider various features to give common names. The common names for various birds of prey are based on structure, but many of the traditional names don't reflect the evolutionary relationship between groups. So this is the structure of birds, various shapes and sizes. You can take an idea. We are going to discuss about these each type. Okay. Now we can discuss each of these types. So first of all, I inserted here eagles, which is a common one for us. Eagles tend to be large, powerful birds with long, broad wings and massive feet. Booted eagles have legs and feet feathered to the toes and build very large nests. In these pictures, you can see various types of eagles. So there are many types. They are large and powerful. So these eagles have large feathers when considering about other animals, other birds, as well as they are powerful and they catch the prey. They have a broad eye vision also. Then we are coming to falcons. Falcons and kestrels are medium-sized birds of prey with long pointed wings, and many are particularly swift flyers. So the meaning of this word swift means very fast. There's a vehicle called swift also, that means very fast. Swift flyers. They belong to the family Falconidae, only distantly related to the accipitry forms above. Caracas are a distinct subgroup of the Falconidae, unique to the New World and most common in the Neotropics. Their broad wings, naked faces, and appetites of a generalist suggest some level of convergence with either Buteo or the vulturine birds of or both. So, as a special factor, these falcons are very swift flyers. They are very speed, and also they catch the prey by following them most commonly. Then we are going to talk about true hawks. First, I'm going to read this and I'll explain after that. True hawks are medium-sized birds of prey that usually belong to the genus Accipiter. They are mainly woodland birds that hunt by sudden dashes from a concealed perch. They usually have long tails for tight steering. So these hawks, they are medium-sized birds. Earlier, I show you the classification, actually, the sizes. When considering about size, they are medium-sized. They are medium-sized birds, as well as their genus Accipiter. So this is a mistake. They are mainly woodland birds. So we'll talk about hunting of birds in the section. Their threats, and then we'll go to the next one. Next, I inserted buzzards. Buzzards are medium-large raptors with robust bodies and broad wings. Or alternatively, any bird of the genus Buteo, also commonly known as hawks, in North America, while buzzard is colloquially used for vultures. So these buzzards are also medium large raptors. They are intermediate size and also they have broad wings as other birds. They also belongs to the group of birds of prey. That means raptors. Here you can see an image. Then there's another species to talk about. That is harriers. These harriers are large, slender, hawk-like birds. They are not hawks, they are hawk-like birds with long tails and long, thin legs. So these legs are long, thin legs. Actually, they have this this is as an adaptation for their environment. Most use a combination of keen eyesight and hearing to hunt small vertebrates, gliding on their long, broad wings and circling low over grasslands and marshes. So they mainly can be found in grasslands as well as they hunt small vertebrates. Small means small squirrels like frogs. Such vertebrates are hunted by these birds. Then we have another species that is kites. They are not the kites that we fly in the sky. They have long wings and relatively weak legs. In other birds, some other birds, they have strong legs. But these birds have weak legs. They spend much of their time soaring. They will take live vertebrate prey, that means moving vertebrates and catching them by following, but mostly feed on insect or even carrion. So mostly feed on insects as small small birds of uh, perching birds like that. Sometimes they feed on insect, but mainly they are following and eating this prey. That means vertebrates. The osprey, a single species found worldwide. So this is an osprey. You can see this bird here in the picture that specialize in catching fish and builds large stick nests. So this bird catch fish. There are some birds they catch vertebrates. In vertebrates means amphibians, reptiles, and this bird catch fish. So actually, you may think why there are adaptations. One eat a type and other eat another type. Because to balance the environment, there need a variation. Because if all the species eat same, what happens? The food will end as well as some small creatures, small vertebrates will be extinct forever. That's why to control that, all the factors should be controlled here in the environment. So they eat fish for that. So now we are coming to our nocturnals. Nocturnals means they are the only birds which we can, that means live on night time. They are nocturnal. Owls are variable size. That means, as I told, there are 200 species, more than 200 species. So they are variable size. We can't say owls are medium size, owl smaller in size. There are various groups. So various sizes are there, a range of sizes. Typically night specialized hunting birds. They are specialized for night. They can hunt other birds at the night time. They fly almost silently due to their special feather structure that reduces turbulence. So they fly silently. The turbulence means the um, pressure which was applied by the wind. They have particularly acute hearing and nocturnal eyesight. This is the special feature. They have nocturnal eyesight. Nocturnal eyesight is a special feature that's why we call them as nocturnal. So let's see a picture. This is the appearance of owl. You can see its eyes. They are well adapted for night time. Okay, now let's talk about the other species, the secretary bird. This bird is a single species with a large body and long, stilted legs, endemic to the open grassland of sub-Saharan Africa. So this is endemic for Africa, and also this is a single species with a large body and long, stilted legs. I think you can imagine the size. Size means the size and shape of this bird. We're not going to talk more and more about that. Then vultures. Vultures are scavengers and carrion eating raptors of two distinct biological families. The Old World vultures Accipitridae, which occurs only in the Eastern Hemisphere, and the New World vultures Cathardidae, which occurs only in the Western Hemisphere. Members of both groups have heads either partly or fully devoid of feathers. So these are vultures. Here you can see a picture of vulture even. So there are two types vultures. Vultures, they are two types, Old World and New World. So earlier we discussed about New World. So that is Cathartidae, the group which belongs to birds of prey, and also there's another one, Accipitridae. Then Seriemas, the last group that we talked in the beginning. Seriemas, large South American birds with long stilted legs that occupy a similar ecological niche to secretary birds. They are also the closest relatives to the extinct terror birds. So the Seriemas, I'll show you a picture here. I inserted a picture also. You can see this bird. Okay, now we'll go to the next topic. This is the chapter 3. That about features of birds of prey. So now we talked about some birds and also groups. Now we came to a position to discuss about features of birds of prey. Actually, when considering about types of birds, they are based on various factors, as I told from the beginning. Then there are some main factors these birds of prey have. They are unique for them. So here we will discuss about them very briefly. Actually, I attach some facts. Then it's okay. We'll discuss. Then here you can see four factors which I inserted. They are the main factors: powerful hooked bills, keen eyesight, strong feet, sharp curved claws called talons. We are going to discuss about features of birds of prey by considering these four factors mainly, but alongside we'll talk about another one or more factors. So these powerful hooked bills, so they are beaks. Here in the picture you can see they have powerful and strong beaks. They use their this powerful and strong beak to tear their food. Actually, they haven't teeth. They have no teeth. Then they tear the food by using this sharp teeth, beaks. This sharp bill. They tear and eat from the food. They tear this. Sometimes they use these strong beaks to kill the prey also. So another thing, they kill the prey using this. First, they break the backbone of the prey. So when there's a prey like that, so I'll draw slightly a small one. We'll take like this. When there's a prey like this, there's a backbone. Then these birds they catch the prey like this, and also they sit on the prey and they break this backbone by using these powerful beaks. When the backbone is break the prey, actually this is done for live prey. Live prey means which is moving. When the bird done that, the prey can't join again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Arosha, we can hear you.
Okay, I just have a problem with the electricity failure. Okay, so we discussed about these their beaks. So they use these strong beaks to kill the prey. So I talked about this vertebral column. They they actually break this, and after that they kill the prey. So there are variations in beaks and feet of some birds of prey. So we'll discuss about feet later. So you can see the type of bird and also their beaks. So now we're in a position to talk about claws of birds of prey. So these birds also have strong claws to catch the prey. There's only few.
Yeah, the recording is on. Yeah, you can carry on.
So we were discussing about claws of these birds. So they are strong and powerful, as I told you. So the main purpose of these powerful claws is to catch the prey easily. because otherwise if there's no stronger and sharper claws like this, they can't catch their prey easily. So when they catch this like this, these claws moved apart, moved inside, moved inside to this body, and also then sometimes bones and also muscles are damaged. Because of that, they can easily catch the prey. Here you can see how the structure appeared. Here you can see in this diagram. Also, I inserted some pictures of these various birds of prey. The claws, you can see slightly they are different, but actually it is equal to this size. The same, not size, sorry, the shape. Actually, they are equal to the shape. Varies various sizes because of the size difference, but the structure it is equal actually. As I told, we can discuss another factor, that is nesting and laying their eggs. They make their nests usually on top of tall trees and on tops of the higher rocks. They use the same nest for many years. Is there a problem?
No, 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 you can carry on.
Okay. Then they make these nest on top of trees and they lay eggs. They use this nest which they made for laying eggs for several years. So when considering about this place, they select for build their nest tall places, because the main thing is the protection on top of tall trees and on tops of higher rocks. They use this for protection mainly, protect their eggs from predators, because they are predators and also they need to mm, protect their eggs even from predators. You can see eggs here in the nest. They use several years. These nest are strong also. Also, they are strong when considering about other birds' nests. Here you can see their babies. So these eggs are little varied because not the same size and same shape and color for all the eggs. Size is not equal. The size is varied and the shape is slightly. There are small differences in considering about this birds' eggs. There are slight differences, but actually they are like this oval shape, very equal to this oval shape. Then next we will talk about their foods. Here in these pictures, you can see what they eat. Here you can see in the first picture, taking that bird as its food. So they eat birds, and also here you can see this bird is eating a reptile. It's trying to catch a reptile. Is catching a reptile. So here a small vertebrate, a squirrel. This bird of prey, he eats a squirrel. Then here you can see another bird which eats another bird as its prey. Then you have an idea about what they eat. So let's read what I gave here. They are predators, so they eat other vertebrates as their main food. Most birds feed on dead animals. Dead animals then means carrion. They have a powerful vision to catch their prey. So this carrion means dead animals, a similar word. They have powerful vision. Actually, their vision is very powerful. When there's a bird like this on top of a rock in a desert, there's no mountains, actually stony rocks, then it can see up to a certain limit, even a small reptile, very small reptile in this sand. This is a sandy desert, but it can observe the vision. You can imagine that. So we can then discuss about what are the threats for them. I think you can see the screen. Is the screen visible? Is the screen visible now?
No, Arosha, it's gone. The screen is.
Just it gone?
Yeah, the screen isn't on.
Okay, I'll try
Yeah.
then. Now how about that?
Oh, now it's shared. Okay.
Okay. Then we are coming to the last topic that we're going to talk about, threats to these birds of prey. All the birds, they have threats, not only birds, even other animals, even humans. We also have threats, certain threats from nature and also from ourselves. Then birds, when considering about birds and other animals, all the other animals, they have two types of threats. These threats they have can be divided into two types, natural and from humans. Actually, artificially, they have some threats from us. That means we who learn about them. Mm, Not from all the human beings, some groups, actually some activities that we also done can be a threat for them. Birds of prey may seem invulnerable since they are superb hunters and powerful apex predators, but in reality there are many risks to raptors that threaten their population. So these birds have some threats which, which is affecting for their population. So some can think like that these birds are very powerful, as we talked about. They have powerful wings and also they have powerful claws. They have powerful beaks. Then how they are threatened? How they are threatened by human or some other animal or from the nature, because they are powerful. But as they are powerful, there are threats for them. Their primary threat comes from humans. While all animals are subjected to natural threat such as diseases and predation, so they also have some natural threats. That is a very little amount. Other birds, they don't catch these birds as their prey, but they have a primarily risk uh, Fundamentally, they have a threat from humans. So we'll see what are the threats they have. So main threat they have is habitat loss. Habitat loss, their habitats. Actually, I haven't talked about their habitats. There are grasslands. In many types of habitats, we can see these birds of prey. Actually, from the desert to the icy Antarctic. So this habitat loss is a great threat for them. A huge threat. Then this leads because of deforestation, desertification, that urbanization. Deforestation because of cutting down trees, and also making damages for the environmental systems, ecosystem. Then desertification, also same as above. Then urbanization, making human settlements in a forest. When we cut this tree and be making a house, then what happens to the creatures, the birds or other animals which live inside this tree, and also which eat fruits from this tree? So actually this is a huge threat for them. As well as another one, climate change, climatic changes. So human activities, they alter the climatic changes. So they make rising up temperatures, which means global warming. So I'll write here global warming because of cutting down trees, and then air pollution, water pollution, land pollution, as well as oceanic pollution. Because of oceanic pollution, even there are some threats for them. And then these accelerated changes to wild landscapes. So these wild landscapes, they are rapidly changing. When there's a rainy season, the rain is not there, a drought is there. When there's a drought, a rain is there, such that these natural climatic pattern change upside down because of human activities. Some human activities, not all the human activities. So these changes will severely impact the crucial habitats wildlife need to survive. Not only for these birds, this habitat loss, climatic changes, and other all these factors are affecting for other creatures also. Not only for them, for other animals also. So we can understand that, we want to understand. Then there are another one, poisoning. Poisoning means there are maybe poisons. Mainly, they have the threat from lead. Lead poisoning because of fish, as above. The fish, when this happens when oceanic pollution, due to the fishing activities and other, mainly with the fishing, this lead is added to the ocean. Then what happen? Ocean get polluted. After that, these fish, they eat this polluted material, and as the food chain runs like this, they are collected from here in this point one. Then they are two. Likewise, when going uppermost levels, the amount which collected in the food chain increases, the chemical compounds. At a point, it leads to a it leads to a poisoning. These poisons then sometimes they can be killed. As well as by eating this, you know that there's no another way, because they are not living in the ocean. So they eat these poisons and they get die. That's the way this poisonings affects the birds of prey. Then collisions. Collisions mean colliding. They can be collide in several things. Vehicle collisions. Vehicles. When we are traveling in a road, a bird can be collide because when when urbanization occurs, these trees are cut down and they are going everywhere. Then vehicles are traveling more speed in a high speed. So when these vehicles go there, these flying birds, when they fly in a lower level, they must be damaged or even sometimes killed. So vehicle collision, then wind turbines. Wind turbines, they can be killed because of wind turbines because they mainly go in the upper stage. You know that there are stages. When considering about the stages, like that flying stages are there. This the ground level, as we know. This ground level. Then we can name them these stages. Then they goes near to this uppermost level. So wind turbines are also tall. Therefore, they can be damaged or they can be killed, they can be died because of this. Then that also a threat, but there's no a solution because humans we need wind turbines to generate electricity, but they are colliding in that. Then power lines and high tension wires. Power lines, and you also know, you can also observe some birds which were attached in the power line in the morning after the night time. Then they attached in the high tension wires, electrical wires, these power lines. As a barbecue, you can see that all the feathers are burned, and also these inner parts also burned and they died. Then they can be collide in windows. When urbanization happens, there are windows. Then when these birds fly, they can be collide with these windows. Trains and airplanes. This is also a way that they damaged and they injured, and they sometimes they can't be cured from their for their lifetime. So there's no hospitals for these birds for go and rest until cured. When they are damaged, when their feathers are damaged, it can't be cured. As well as diseases. Here I um, here I inserted three main diseases which they can which they felt. This one is a natural thing. Up to that we talked about man-made thing. This one is a natural thing. West Nile virus, avian influenza, avian flu. So these three are natural things that they can spread from the nature. So you have a question. Actually, we have a question. What can you do if you found an injured raptor? So I'll ask from the audience. So can you give an answer? Can you give an answer? What can you do if you found an injured raptor? Anuhas, can you explain?
Yeah, if you find an injured raptor first, you should uh, place it in a comfortable place for it, uh, and give some water for it because it might be, tired and sore. But don't try to feed it without knowing their proper diet, since it might cause them problems. uh, until you find a
And
vet.
also when we are going closer to them,
Yeah, we have to be careful
is
since
there
they have sharp
just
claws. Because if you're handling an adult, there's a high chance that it's gonna defend itself even if it's injured. So you have to be careful about its claws and beaks. And until you take it for a vet, you can uh, keep it in a more comfortable place. And if don't try to do anything for the wing because it might do more damage. So at last, yeah, you have to take the advice of experts. Yeah.
so I think you have many experiences. Then I think there's no questions in the chat box also.
Yeah, there's not much. There's no questions at all in the chat box. So yeah.
Okay, then I think there's no questions. So if you want anything to know further, you can put them into the WhatsApp group. So can you share the link?
The WhatsApp group's link.
Yes.
Okay, wait.
Okay. For the whiteboard, if we shared, it's maybe easy.
Okay, I sent the link for the chat box, so Arosha can take it,
Okay.
paste it in the whiteboard.
Okay, here you can see that in the whiteboard. On the whiteboard also. I think it's visible. You can
Yeah, it is visible. Yeah.
so how can I stop this?
So I guess that's all for today. And I'd like to thank everyone who joined the meeting up to now. So I hope this was helpful for them, and I think that they achieved some knowledge from it too. So until our next meeting in the next month, so it'll be in the next month. So until then, goodbye everyone, and thank you everyone.
Okay, thank you for joining.